And welcome to the Riverside County Board Brief as we give you a brief look at what took place during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. My name is Pep Fernandez. On today's agenda, an item to discuss the Sheriff's Department and the Coroner's Office. The Board of Supervisors deciding to keep the Sheriff and the Coroner together. This is on recommendation from the Executive Office.
We can get better, but there are some challenges that will take time. And thank you, Executive Office, for doing this in 3 months to at least get us moving forward. So Michelle and Jeff, thank you for pushing this through and hitting our goal. And our commitment is that we will continue on down this path. We're not done, but thank you for those of you that are in our ear and holding us accountable, because this is our community and Riverside is a great place and we can always be a little bit better.
And not in a way in which we are pointing fingers at each other, but rather in a way in which we're trying to create a better system for all of us, for our community members, and at the same time, those that are in jail, and at the same time, for our deputies that are there working day in and day out. They need to be taken care of. So it's a tough situation, but I will support this today, and I look forward to future efforts and refining this so that we could get to a place where potentially we may be confident that our system is working.
All right, we'll keep you up to date on this evaluation process. Next up, we check back in with our own Ariane Murphy from the Executive Office. Ariane talking with Kristen Lorge from Environmental Health as there's an updated ordinance for food trucks and mobile food vendors. Here's Ariane and Kristen.
Ariane Murphy, Senior Public Information Specialist with Riverside County's Executive Office, back again with Kristen Lorge. She is the Deputy Director for the Department of Environmental Health. So Kristen, welcome back. Can you give us a little recap about exactly what happened with the mobile food facilities ordinance and street vending for Riverside County?
So our ordinance changes to be more in line with SB 972. The board did approve those changes, and what that does is incorporates kind of a new line of allowances for different types of street vending and mobile food vending.
Awesome. Okay, so then exactly what would that mean if I were interested in becoming a street vendor in Riverside County? So for our residents, what would that mean?
So there should be maybe more options to be able to vend through a mobile style cart. We're still going to have our food trucks and other standard options that you've seen in the past, but this gives a little bit more options for our public.
Okay, and then lastly, Kristen, when does this go into effect? And then if I wanted more information, where can I find more information?
So this should go into effect in about 30 days, and if you need more information, you can visit our website, Riverside County Environmental Health, or call any of our area offices, and they should be able to give you information.
Okay, sounds good. That's Kristen with the Department of Environmental Health, and back to our award-winning Pep.
Thank you, Ariane, and great job, Kristen, as well. Now, also today during the Board of Supervisors meeting, we heard from Aaron Geddes, the Director of Animal Services. Let's go to some video as Aaron went before the board here on actually a couple different items that were on the agenda. One was the 5,000 cat challenge, and also the need by Animal Services to maybe not impound healthy cats that they would find out in the community. Both of these are in an effort to reduce the number of euthanasias taking place in our local shelters. Here's our interview with Aaron Geddes talking more about this. And join us here on the board brief. It is Aaron Geddes. She's the Director of Animal Services. And Aaron, we had two resolutions on the agenda today. Both of them, I would assume, to combat euthanasia, try to reduce those numbers here in Riverside County. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, so today we had two items on the board agenda. We had a 5,000 cat challenge resolution, which is a program that we're working on for this year, 2024, and then the other is a long-term strategy of not taking in cats that are healthy strays, lost pets, feral cats, anything like that. And that's a long-term strategy to help us do exactly what you just described, which is reduce the intake, the amount of animals that are coming in. We took in 32,000 animals in 2023. That is 90 animals every 365 days of the year, which is a huge amount. And we need to reduce that intake in order to improve our life-saving outcomes, which is, how many animals leave the shelter to go into families and adopted homes.
So again, just to recap, that 5K challenge, that's in the calendar year of 2024.
Yeah.
The department wants to reduce the euthanasias by 5,000, correct?
That's right. So in 2023, there were 6,800 cats that were euthanized by the shelter system. And our goal is to just take 5,000 right off the top of that for 1,800. This combines with several other efforts that the department's already undertaken, which is we started a pet support program last year, which has helped save 4,000 animals from entering the shelter system by simply providing support to the people that bring them in so that they can stay either in their home or find a different outcome from shelter admission. We also, this also goes into play with an effort that we are doing to not renew our contracts with cities outside of Riverside County. So we're focusing on Riverside County, and that stands to reduce our admissions by 5,000. And then last year, the board supported us, as they did with all these things I just mentioned, to reopen the San Jacinto shelter, which provides more kennel space. So that means, it's kind of like hospital beds, like we have more space for the animals to hopefully help them find a positive outcome.
I remember being at that big grand opening when you reopened the San Jacinto Animal Shelter. Erin, really appreciate the time, and it was great hearing from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
All right, that's Erin Geddes. She's the Director of Animal Services. All right, thank you for that, Erin. We appreciate it. And finally, here on the Riverside County Board Brief, we'd like to wrap things up in the memory of Brian Nestande. Brian was a longtime friend of many folks here across the county of Riverside. He's the former Deputy CEO for Riverside County, a former state assemblyman, highly involved in our community and a big advocate for many of those. Our CEO, currently Jeff Van Wagenen, had this to say, quote, "As we mourn the loss of our colleague and friend, I am reminded of the values he lived by, most notably partnership, curiosity, and humor. Brian embodied the belief that we can go farther together. He posed questions that sought root causes and lasting solutions, and his quick wit made it all the more enjoyable along the way. These qualities are befitting an individual who epitomized public service. It was a joy to work with him, and he will be missed." So our thoughts going out to Brian's family, his friends, and many of us across the county of Riverside that are still in mourning. Brian was 60 years old. That'll do it for this edition of the Riverside County Board Brief. My name is Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time.